having to position Nigeria as a chocolate manufacturing country, not just a cocoa exporting country. My name is Oluwajare Folabolumole. I am the CEO of the Chocoboy brand. The Chocoboy brand is a chocolate and chocolate derivatives manufacturing company here in Nigeria, Ibadan to be precise. Okay, the Chocoboy brand started as a gift company where we package imported brands of chocolate. I started when I was in university, I think in my 400 level. I studied mechanical engineering, and so a friend of mine was traveling out of the country. I was in my then girlfriend's room, and her friend was traveling out, and she asked her to buy chocolates for her. And I told her that okay, buy for me too, that I'll sell everything out. That was around December, and I said I'll sell it out come February. That was the next year for Valentine's. And that's actually how it started. And yes, so the Chocoboy brand started packaging. So anybody that was traveling out back then, this was way back 2010, yeah, about 2010 or 2009. Anybody that was traveling out, I just spoke with the person and said, please help me get chocolate and I will sell it. So really, that's the story. I did that in 400 level, did that in 500 level, and yes, by the time I was finishing, I wanted to be popularly known for getting chocolates, for people to get chocolates. So back then, popular supermarkets big supermarkets had not opened selling chocolate in large quantity in Ibadan, especially for some particular foreign brands of chocolate. As I was a go-to person in university, I finished from the University of Ibadan. And yeah, so that's actually how the story started. I was packaging, so 2014, 2012, we had, I wanted to be popularly known for getting chocolate, so we started this thing called Choc Party. Choc Party is a chocolate cake and ice cream. It was first tagged chocolate cake and ice cream party. That was the first edition. It was the second edition we came up with the name Choc Party, and there it was just a celebration of chocolate. And so yes, I was also getting imported products and selling it off, and people could get it a lot at Choc Party. That was the whole idea how it started. And I think 2015, in 2015, I got the opportunity to travel to New York to learn chocolate candy production from the International Culinary Center, and I learned how to make chocolate candies, different chocolate candies, and I came back to Nigeria to start off my own chocolate manufacturing business, and that's where the Chocoboy brand of its own chocolate came to be. Okay, the name Chocoboy was a name given to me by a friend of mine in university then. She was one of the people that used to help me market. And so when we go around together, she was the first person to call me the name Chocoboy, because Chocoboy was just the chocolate boy, as in that's just the two words coming together. She gave me that name, and ever since then I just stuck with the name and continue using the name, registered the company, it was available, registered the website, it was available, registered the trademark, it was available. And yeah, so Chocoboy is a combination of chocolate and boy, so Choc Boy coming together. But now it has metamorphosed into a brand that is not about me. It's a brand that is targeted at so many people. But I started it as the first chocolate boy. That's the name Chocoboy, and that's how it came to be. Okay, so what motivated me to start up the chocolate business, the Chocoboy brand, was I think originally it was just because my girlfriend, who funnily enough is my wife now, wanted to get chocolate, and it was all coming from outside the country. And it was popularly known that if you wanted, people that traveled out, when they come back, what they come back with is chocolate. And I thought of it to myself that I remember back in primary school, I knew that we had cocoa as a major raw material. And I'm like, so what's happening? Where's the disconnect? If cocoa is what is used to make chocolate, why do we have to many times import chocolate brands? And I'm like, okay, I should research into how we can start manufacturing our own chocolates locally here, and and that was really where the journey started. So from 2009 to 2010 all the way to 2015, I was doing a lot of searching on YouTube how to make chocolate, how to make your own chocolate and stuff. So I tried out so many things, so many different recipes, till I eventually traveled and learned chocolate candy making, and it became real. It became real because I knew we could transform our own cocoa to our finished product. So for me, the driving force, what motivated me was I wanted us to be able to do better than we just like we do in the petroleum industry, where we just export all our crude oil and re-import petroleum products. I'm like, no, we can refine cocoa and manufacture chocolate and chocolate derivatives. So for me, that was the real motivation, having to position Nigeria as a chocolate manufacturing country, not just a cocoa exporting country. Okay, so right now we are still a very small company. We have an output capacity of about 40 kg per day, and that is if you break it, is the function of the number of bars. So if you are doing 100-gram bars, which we don't do, we usually do a 25-gram bar, but if you are saying 100 grams bar, 40 kg is about 400 bars per day. So that's about our capacity per day in terms of 100 grams. Yeah, so that's about what we can do per day, but it takes a lot longer than a day to make chocolate actually. So as a Nigerian entrepreneur, there are more than 1 days of bitter moments. Like every day is a wake up struggle. From sourcing your raw materials to working with people that have excellence as their watchword, to battling um, power challenges, to battling logistic challenges, to battling challenges with um, people that are supposed to distribute and sell your product. There have been challenges all the way, but somehow I don't kind of like keep memory of major challenges or challenges like that, because it just seems like a regular thing that happens to us. So of course I've had my own share of all the struggles with for example, making a batch of chocolate, and you have loss of power, which you of course you should know. And while you lose power, you switch to your own alternative power, and your own alternative power also breaks down the line. And at the end of the day, what you either have a totally destroyed product that you cannot use, that cost a lot to get to produce, or you have to use way longer time than you anticipate. So one of my biggest challenges has always been in in the area of power, and also the trusting factor. So chocolates for Nigerians is one of the things that we are more used to having imported brands as our preference. So convincing Nigerians that this is quality, this is good, this stands just the same way as any other imported brand had also been a challenge. So one of the things that we also tried to do was, okay, we didn't exactly enter mass market, so we produce our chocolate bars and sell basically most of them online, but the chocolate spread, we entered mass market with it, convincing Nigerians about the brand and the quality of the brand, while we push that into the market. And once we have gained sufficient brand strength, we also go with our bars into the mass market. So um, convincing Nigerians about chocolate is I think for us is the biggest challenge, because the average Nigerian would not snack on chocolate as a source of snack. Will most likely snack on a, let me use the word flour snack, meat pies, donuts, puff puff, and the likes like that. As against snacking on chocolate as the preferred choice of snack. So then also the luxury market in Nigeria is small because purchasing power is not so sufficient. So when you want to even make premium, you would have to really price properly, because the average Nigerian wouldn't just want to knock off what he could have used to buy, say, 4 meat pies to buy just 1 bar of chocolate. That's been the biggest challenges for us, really. So the future of the company is very bright. We have a very bright future. We are expanding. We are taking in investments from time to time. We have friends and family that have invested. We have gotten our first round of angel investors, and in the next by next year again, we'll be open again for investment. So yes, we are open for investment to expand, especially because as a Nigerian brand, you need a lot of money to be able to distribute your product before you can eventually. So one of the big challenges which I could have mentioned earlier is, for example, when you have to stock your products in supermarket and they never pay you for it as you drop them, you would have to wait till it sells before some of the supermarkets give you like a 90% after they've sold 90% before they give you your funds, or they tell you as they sell. The ones that are even really good give you your whatever they have sold at the end of the month. Many times some tell you not until they have sold 90%, so your money is stuck a lot outside. So, and that kind of business model needs a lot of investment to be able to produce product and shelf in so many places, and after which your funds starts coming back. So yes, we are open to investment. We are growing. We are getting bigger. We are saturating, for example, the Ibadan market and the Lagos market currently. And before the end of the year, we hope to have properly saturated both cities properly. Then from next year, expand to other cities within Nigeria. While we grow, as much as we grow arithmetic, we also hope to grow exponentially, and that can only come by investment. So my advice to young entrepreneurs that are looking to start to be an entrepreneur is, don't get into entrepreneurship thinking it is a way out of poverty. It is not your instant way out of poverty. To be very sincere with you, your instant way out of poverty is getting a good job. So that's my first advice. Don't use entrepreneurship as your way out of poverty, because entrepreneurship would most likely have to sink you very much before you now start growing. So I'll just be honest with you. It is not your poverty alleviation scheme. As much as it makes your time flexible, you have control of your time. Yes, that's true. But the truth is, a 9 to 5er has 9 to 5 as work, but you as an entrepreneur, actually you work 24/7. So if you are looking to say, okay, I want to get some rest and entrepreneurship is the way to go, I can just work today and don't work tomorrow. Except you just want to be, if you don't want to be great, maybe then. But if you are really going to be great, that's entrepreneurship is not a lazy man's job. Then, of course, the regular ones which we hear, includes perseverance, hard work, um, uh, pushing it, perseverance, keep pushing and working as hard as possible. And yes, those are very, very key ingredients to success in entrepreneurship. You already know them. So, but what I would really want to advise you is, if you are looking at entrepreneurship as your instant way out of poverty, it is not. It's just the truth.